Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. I was just making a few more changes to the mall since our last meeting. We've got inserters going now. I also added a little section to craft power poles, both the large ones and the medium ones. They both require an iron stick, so I have that as a intermediate ingredient. And besides the iron sticks, they need steel and copper. Okay, so I've got a combined belt of copper and steel coming across. Excuse me. And I also wanted to start crafting lights. So I started to set that up as well. So the lights now, they used to need iron sticks, but now they take iron plate, copper cable, and green circuits. So that means I need to make copper cable. So I got a machine here that we can use to make copper cable and place it onto this belt here. And we could probably, I don't think I need that. I'm thinking we could probably get iron onto that same belt. Yeah, let's try this. And actually, if I'm doing that, we can make this a little bit easier, I think. Yeah. I think what I'll do instead is do that, and then I can just get the copper from the side. That'll make it a little simpler. Of course, I can get the iron from the side too, so I guess I don't really need that at all. All right, so this belt will just be copper cable, I suppose. That's fine. Let me pull the iron off of there. And then when I get done with this, I'm going to start putting oil together. Okay. Yeah, so that'll give us the copper cable. And then we need iron, and we need iron for the lights, and we need green circuits for everything else. Okay, so the green circuits we can bring in there. Like so. Okay, and then we'll get the iron plate from there. And then I think that's it. And this one we don't need to collect. And I'm just doing the circuit wire here since those also require copper cable. I don't know if I don't think there's anything else. Combinators also need copper cable. All right, so let's put combinators up here. That would be a good idea. Deciders and arithmetic. Yeah, nice. So hopefully that'll take care of all of our needs as far as that's concerned. And I'll just do one stack of each of these, and I'll do 2 stacks of lights. All right, so let's power this up and see how we get along. That's going to mess up my power pole placement. Okay, so let's do that. No, that first belt is okay. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to put another one of those there to speed that up a bit. There we go. That's better. Okay. And then I need to move these inserters over by one tile. Okay, so I think my lights are not going to get made until all this other stuff is. But that's okay. I wonder... Yeah. There we go. All right, so let's put a few lights down here. Where have I been putting the lights? In the center. Okay, I guess I could do that. Oh, I've already got lights there. I didn't notice them. Okay, yeah, so we'll put a light there and a light there. There we go. Okay, and now we're getting some lights made. Awesome. Okay, and I did put down a few turrets, but I'm going to put down a couple more. We'll leave 50 of each, and let's put down a couple turrets over here too. And someone kindly pointed out that this belt was not going far enough. There we go. So now we get that last machine running. Okay, good. So I like the way that the mall is shaping up. I think it looks pretty good. Let's go to that one. Okay. Yeah, so I think once I'm fairly well done with that mall, I'll probably blueprint it and use it in my future bases. Okay, so the refinery, I think we said we were going to put below our ore patches and above the power. So in this area here, basically. And is it just me, or does it just seem to be night all the time? I know it's not. I think nighttime is only 70% or something. Or no, not 70. I think it's like 30% of the time is night, but it seems like whenever I'm making a video, I can't see anything. And I know that you can see even less than I can. All right, before we start, I'm going to put a radar over on this side of the map so we can see better. I think I'm still... Okay, I'm running on 2 radars now. All right, so I'll put this out as far as I can. All right, we need to get a little bit closer. Let's put it out here. And then we'll put a couple turrets around that. Actually, I want to give myself 2 tiles of space right there. All right, and I'll put a turret on either side. I'll give those extra ammo. And let's move it. Actually, let's move it up 2 more. That way we can wall it in and still have room for our belts. Where are my walls? Here we go. All right, so we'll leave 1 space on each side. All right, and that should leave room in there for a power pole. Oh, and that's going up to this ghosted one. All right. What is this? Oh, I think that was for extra coal or something. Okay, it's running now. Good. And then we'll start to get some more visibility on that side of the map. Yeah, it looks like the turret that I left over there is getting attacked. And probably destroyed. Yeah, that one got blowed up. Yeah, so we're starting to get a lot more bases exposed that we'll need to take care of. So I think we'll do that after I get the refinery finished. All right, so first we're going to need to go with our car and finish the pipeline. All right, the car. I always get a little anxious when I have to drive this thing. But I think so far we're not doing terribly bad with the driving. It's been worse. Oh, no. I need more underground pipes. I need a lot more underground pipes. I should have thought of that before I started here. I did craft refineries and chemical plants, but I forgot about the underground pipes. I should set those up in the mall too, actually. I'm just going to kind of slowly add things to the mall as I feel the need to. I don't want to build the whole thing out right now. Because when you do that, then you end up just sucking up all of your resources while you're trying to fill, 15 or 20 different chests with all the various stuff that you need. Oh, all right, let's try this again. All right, I'll just make it all good. That should last us for a while. All right, and we may have to come back and add more pumps to this pipeline because we're traveling quite a long distance with only that single pump back there to take care of it. Okay, a little bit further. Okay, and we'll start to build over here. Let me check our power situation. Okay, we're doing fine. Okay, so the calculator tells me we're going to need 9 refineries. All right, so I'll set up starting here, and I need to leave 1 space in between each so that our plumbing will all fit. And actually the calculator tells me it's like 8.6 refineries, I think, which is why I'm just rounding up to 9. You could probably just do 8 and then add a couple of speed modules as well. But I'd rather have a little bit of overproduction. Okay, and then I'm going to put lights in between each one. Okay, and we can tap into the power right there. All right, so I'm going to set this up for the beginning to be able to use advanced oil processing. When you get the, speaking of which, let's do some research, huh? Yeah, we're almost out of research that we can do right now, but when we get to advanced oil processing, where is it? Here it is. It'll take water as well as crude oil as an input. And so when we change recipes later, this one will remain oil, and then the one on the heavy oil side will turn into water. And an easy way to remember that is if you just remember heavy water, then that's how I remember that the water goes on the heavy side. And that great tip came from one of my viewers. All right. So I'm only going to feed the oil into this bottom row of pipes, and I'll just leave the top one where it is. And then later on we'll add water to it. In fact, you could even pump in the water. At least, in 16 you could send water there, and it won't mess anything up to do that. The water will just sit there. It won't get won't screw up the recipes or anything. Okay. Very good. So we're making oil now. Yeah, we'll just keep going with this. And I'll probably want to make a flamethrower soon. All right. Let's continue on in this way. So I usually do light oil and heavy oil as the first two. And then we'll do petroleum on the last row. And I'm going to leave space for beacons, even though I don't really intend to use them. But I'll leave space for them just in case later on I want to increase my production. I can add productivity and speed modules to the setup. Okay, so the beacons are 3x3 tiles. At least they were last I checked. Let's just check to make sure. Whoops. Let's check to make sure that that hasn't changed. So I'll search for beacon. That's here in effect transmission. And it doesn't say how big it is, but it should still be the same size. So because of that, we need to bring the petroleum out to here. And that'll give us room for adding modules later. And I think I'm almost out of underground belts. I need to get more iron plate. Okay, refined flammables. Oh, that means we can get flame turrets soon. Can I make them already? Yes. Awesome. I don't know if, I'm not sure if flamethrower turrets are as powerful in 17 as they were in 16. But in 16, they just absolutely annihilate the biters. I don't think I need any more pipes, do I? Yes, I guess I do. Oh, no, 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 no. These underground pipes just consume vast amounts of resources. I see an attack coming in up here. How we doing? Okay, no problem. I think probably between episodes I'll go and clear Biterness again. Okay, so now we just link these up, and then we'll set up some storage tanks. And then what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to convert the light and heavy oil into solid fuel. Let's see what we need for flamethrower ammunition. Light and heavy oil. Okay, so let's set up a little thing to make flamethrower ammo as well. Okay, first the tanks. I know I made some storage tanks. Oh no, that was before. So I need 3 storage tanks. Actually, I need 4, 5, because I need 1 for lubricant and 1 for sulfuric acid. Okay, so the petroleum tank I'll put there, light oil I'll put there, and heavy oil I'll put there. No, I can't do that, can I? Because then that runs into where I want my beacons to go. All right, so let's put it here. Heavy oil I can do that way. But actually let's move it closer if I'm going to do that. There we go. Pick that up. Okay, so now we've got 3 tanks to hold all of our petroleum products. Keep the research going. Okay. Yeah, so let's start with the flamethrower ammo. How many pumps do I have? Okay, I'm gonna put a pump on the output of each of these. Why couldn't you reach 1 tile? Okay, let's do this. Oh no, that's still not going to reach. Okay. All right, close enough. Okay, so yeah, let's first make flamethrower ammo. I'll put that right here. And of course the light oil is on the side that I don't want it to be. Where was that? All right. Okay, so I'm going to put, yeah, we'll do that. And I put an underground here just so I can pass through it. All right, and then we'll do heavy down here. We may have to move this later depending on what else we decide to build here. Okay, and then I am just going to feed it steel by hand. I'm not gonna bring a belt over here just for this. So let's go grab a couple stacks of steel and I'll put that in there. The flamethrowers kill biters quite well. They're also good against worms because you can run in, spray the worms with fire, and they'll start to burn and while you run away, so that you don't have to sit there taking damage the whole time like you do with with your shotgun or your other weapons. So it's good for hit and run tactics. Okay, yeah, we're almost done with all the research we can do. So I think the timing here to get to blue science is pretty good. So we'll put in 3 stacks of steel there, and that'll give us 60 or so pieces of flamethrower ammo. Okay, we got 5 right now. Nice. All right, I'm going to keep it. Actually, I'm going to keep it on my submachine gun so that if I accidentally fire my weapon, the shotgun and the flamethrower can do a lot of damage to the structures in your base. Okay, so let's get clear of that stuff and set up some solid fuel production. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 9 of these left. Let's figure out what we need here. So these are going to make 30 of each oil type every 5 seconds. Okay, so 30 divided by 5 is 6 per second, and then we have 9 refineries. So that's 54 per second of each oil type that we're making. 54, so let's remember that. All right, so heavy oil, we'll use 10 per second, right? Because it's 20 heavy oil every 2 seconds. The chemical plants now are crafting speed of 1, so that makes it very easy to calculate. So the 54, 56, 52, something like that. So we'll need 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I also want to make lubricant from the heavy oil. So let's set that up, and then this way this will draw the oil in to make lubricant before any of it goes to solid fuel. So that's it's essentially a way to prioritize the solid fuel production. Okay, and then we can just connect all these like that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we'll put the output here. And what I like to do for this stuff is put it into a chest first so that we can buffer up lots and lots of it. Actually, let me move these. I guess, yeah, maybe it doesn't matter. All right, so let's make some more of those. Now for the light oil, solid fuel from light oil is, it uses less oil. And that's why it's usually better to make solid fuel from light oil. Because when you make it from light oil, you only need 10, whereas when you make it from petroleum and solid fuel, you need 20. So we actually need twice as many machines making the solid fuel from light oil. So that's 6. We'll need 12. So that's 2. Let's make 10 more. We'll have to wait a few minutes for that to finish, but in the meantime, we can, oops, that needs to be farther away. All right, so that's 6. think I can probably just extend this out. Or what I'll do is I'll put 3 more up here and 3 more down here, and that way the line will be balanced. Okay, 1. All right, well, let's just hook it up while we're waiting for that to finish. Okay, and that's why I left this other pipe here so that I could get the light oil out. And actually, let's align these. So we'll need some light oil over here, and then we'll need some light oil down there as well. Oh yeah, I can't put it there. All right. I can put it underground there. I couldn't put a pipe there because then it would try to connect with this, and this is one of the new features of the game. It doesn't let you do anything that would cause your fluids to be mixed, which in my opinion is a great quality of life upgrade. All right, let's get some lights over here so that we can see what's going on. Much better. All right, so we need 3 there, and we need 3 there. All right, whoops. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Crud. Actually, can I move this closer by 1 tile? Yeah. There we go. Okay. Let's extend this down a little bit further. All right. And then here. Where do we want that oil to come down? What if we do it right here? Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we're making lots and lots of solid fuel. Heavy oil tank is empty. The light oil tank is, well, it'll start emptying. And the petroleum tank is full, so we're not going to, or nearly so. So the refineries are going to stop just because we're full of petroleum. But that'll resolve itself once we start making acid. In the meantime, we can always throw another tank on there. Okay, and then I'll just craft another tank that we can use for acid. And now, what we do with the solid fuel is we bring it over here. We put in a splitter, and we tell the splitter to prioritize the input side that has the solid fuel. Okay, and this way, as long as there's solid fuel available, the solid fuel will come down here to be providing our power. But if it runs short, then the coal will be allowed to come through. Now, solid fuel is great for these because if you look at the fuel value on solid fuel, it's 12 megajoules. On coal, it's 4. So that means that one piece of solid fuel will last 3 times longer than a piece of coal, which you'll be able to see right here. Right, so you can see how much more slowly that burns. And that means that you can feed more furnaces with a yellow belt, for example. like I think normally a yellow belt can only feed 30, maybe 35 boilers, which wouldn't be quite enough to feed 2 of these steam power lines. But if you're feeding it solid fuel, then it'll easily do that. Okay, so I think that is going to do it for this episode. What we'll do next is we will start making some red circuits. Well, we'll need to make plastic, and then from that we can make red circuits, and then once we have red circuits, we've got solid fuel here. We'll need engines, and then we can make chemical science packs. All right, so we're actually going to need a splitter there. And did I think to put solid fuel on the bus? I did. Awesome. Okay, so let's run that over. And I'm going to put the output priority on the right because I want to make sure that my power generation is prioritized over my science packs. I know that might seem blasphemous to some of you, but I think keeping power turned on in the base is always the #1 priority. Especially when we start using laser turrets. Because when you're using laser turrets, if you run out of power, you run out of defense, and that can be very bad, especially given how tough the biters are these days. Okay, so let's get this brought up here, and that's going to be the last belt on this section of the bus. Let's throw in a light, shall we? All right, so there we go. Now we got solid fuel on the bus, and the way is paved. Speaking of paving, let's feed these furnaces. We need defenses before we finish up here. All right, so if I put one here that can... All right, so let's put a couple up here on the top side. 1, 2. Yeah, I'll leave 2 spaces so that I can get the walls around it. Like that. All right, and let's copy this to make it a little bit easier on me. And make sure you're standing outside the wall before you place the last one. And I'm going to need to go fill up on ammo pretty soon. Oh, that's a bummer. You can't see the turret range. All right, so I'll put one there, and I'll put another one over here. I can't wait till we have bots. But once we have red circuits and blue science, then we'll be able to start getting some bots built up. Okay, and I'll put all that in there. Okay, so that should be pretty well secure. We can see turret coverage on the mini map, so there's a little spot right here that's not getting any coverage, but that's okay. They're usually not going to be attacking pipes. So, all right, well, that's going to do it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time, and we'll start making plastic and red circuits, and moving towards blue science packs. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.